Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Look at that for a view. Slightly hazy today, but we are right at the top of Peyia, looking down on mid-Peyia, lower Peyia, and out across the Coral Bay Peninsula, and of course out into the blue Mediterranean Sea. And I tell you what, it really is a spectacality of a day indeed. Now come with me, we're going to go and drive and drop down through central Peyia and name one or two bars and restaurants, and of course one or two businesses along the way. So sit back and relax as we try to do a bit of a 3 or 4 point turn in this parking area right to the end of these villas, right up in what they term as locals as land of the gods. So if you're looking for a villa that's got a spectacality of a view indeed, one of these could be waiting especially for you. Now a big shout out to some of the guys that like to watch the show now and again. Some people have a special little place in their hearts for the area known as Peyia. If your name's Lady Ali, you got a partner in your crimes called Sir Neil, and of course a couple of dads, one called Lord Mike and one called Sir Brian. We're waiting for you, and of course September is coming soon. The flights are booked, the villa is booked, and of course very soon indeed you will be joining us on the island of love. A big shout out to Sir David Potter and his girl Lady Angela. They'll be coming back to Paphos soon and strutting their stuff in and around Peyia, and hopefully they'll venture to the downtown Cape Paphos promenade and harbour area and perhaps come and sup on a pint or two with Miss Otching receiving the booth. That's Marika, and of course myself, Mr. Paul. Now we are slowly but surely going to work our way into the centre of Peyia, and it's a great area, by the way. Lots of people come to the Peyia area, Coral Bay in particular, and have a great holiday. Perhaps come out for a week or two, or perhaps a little bit longer if they're retired. And of course many people come and live here for the rest of their lives, and it's a great place to do that as well. But there's many people who come out here and then frequent other countries for work, or perhaps people who come out to Cyprus and set up businesses. And there are some superstars that I'm about to mention now who are about to do that. If your name is Lady Emma, there's a guy in your life called Lord Rob, and of course those two superstars, Viscount Bradley and of course Princess Maya. We're talking to you. We hope you're having a spectacality of a day indeed, living the dream on the island of love, which of course is Cyprus, and in particular in Peyia Paphos, on a spectacality of a day indeed. Yes, Sir Jim, cuddle up to Lady Amanda, because you'll be getting on a big bird or paddling like crazy in a canoe, who knows. But one thing's for sure, you're coming to Paphos very soon indeed. If you want the perfect smile, well, there's a dentist there waiting especially for you. This is the main municipality payment office on the left and on the right, financial department. So if you've got some bills to pay or some queries, that's where you might want to go. And after that, you might want to go and drown your sorrows in the Beachery restaurant or the Peyia restaurant. There's one or two. The jail pub, see, that's coming up on the left hand side. And of course coming up down here you've got Peggy's Garden, that'll be opening up soon. And then if you've got a hangover a bit later, pop into the pharmacy. But the view is always going to be the same in Peyia because it's built into a mountainside, so you're always looking down on that blue Mediterranean Sea. And of course if you've not been to Peyia for a year or so, you might remember there was roadworks going on absolutely everywhere. Well, feast your eyes and digest, because those roadworks are all done. Now we've got perfect pavements, perfectly smooth black tarmac, and there's been some refurbishments on some of the shops, bars and restaurants. Peyia, it's never looked so good, and it's waiting especially for you. Now if you are going to come and stay in Coral Bay, nothing wrong with Coral Bay or Peyia, by the way, but if you're curious to know how far it is from the Paphos Harbour and the promenade area, Cape Paphos as it's known, it's around about 15-20 minutes on a bus. And now if you want to go to the harbour, unfortunately you have to switch buses at the brand new terminal on the Tomb of the Kings Avenue and then get on another bus bis, another bus to the Paphos harbour. So now, unfortunately, you've got to pay double the fare, or perhaps get yourself a daily pass, which is €6.50, and that, of course, that allows you to use the buses all day. So not bad, is it? If you're going to go by taxi from the Peyia area to Paphos, it's going to cost you around about 25 to 30 euros. Obviously, you can get it cheaper if you negotiate hard, or perhaps you've been using the same taxi company for years, but roughly 25 to 30 euros each week. So just to give you that little bit of information. But a lot of people just come to Peyia, Coral Bay, and of course this is where they spend their whole holiday. In fact, many people just spend their whole life here, except perhaps when they want to go to another country, and then they either get on a canoe or they go to Paphos International Airport, which is around about 30 to 40 minutes from Peyia. It depends which part of Peyia you're in, for example. And again, Peyia is, I'm not going to use the word confusing, but there's a lot of different little areas in Peyia. So us locals refer to Uptown Peyia, that's up in the Highlands, Midtown Peyia, which is where we are now, and then as we go lower, we then call that Lower Peyia, and then across the main road, you've got Coral Bay. Towards the right, you've got Sea Caves, and you keep going, you enter the St. George area. So all of those areas are little parts of Peyia, and Peyia is a very, very big place indeed. And if you keep going after Argus St. George, that's St. George in English, you go out into the Camas, and that's where you go off-roading and all those kind of things. Please be careful if you're hiring a car on red plates that you don't damage. Technically, you're not supposed to take that hire car off-road, but if you drive carefully, you'll be all right for a couple of kilometres or so. But word of warning, remember, you have paid a deposit on your credit card and you might lose it if you are that little bit too adventurous, so perhaps stay on the black stuff. Now, this is the main Peyia petrol station. We've actually got, what we've got now, we've got 3 of them in and around Peyia now, but we're going to check the price of diesel. 161, gone up a little bit, but not a bad price. Drop it in the comments, what's the price of a litre of liquid benzene or diesel in your country? Lady Anna, my superstar, is it cheaper or is it more expensive, and how much is it in the UK? I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure someone will drop it in the comments. Now, on that note, talking about money, if you do like what you see, why not hit the like, click that subscribe, and keep on coming back for that little bit more of our madness on the little channel known as Marika and me. Hitting the like, hitting the subscribe button doesn't cost you a single penny, by the way. It just tells YouTube that you like what you've seen, and perhaps they should recommend our little channel to more like-minded people like yourselves. Now, if you'd like to keep us afloat and like to keep us liquefied as the temperature goes up, or perhaps pop a couple of bob in the fuel tank to keep us driving around making these videos just for you, and perhaps if you want a special video, why not go and hunt us down on the Buy Me a Coffee platform? It's totally safe, it's totally secure, and that's how you can gift us that virtual coffee or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. And I'd like to thank Sir Jason, and of course the girl in his life, his partner in his crimes, Lady Whitney. Very recently they gifted us a couple of coffees, and we thank you from the bottom of our 2 hearts. You can also join us as a superstar member, again like Jason and Whitney. Of course there's many others, Lady Kerry, Lord Tony. We've got some other people in downtown Cornwall, and that's a Duke and a Duchess, and they're coming to Paphos pretty soon. So big thank you and a big shout out to the superstars known as Duke Phil, and of course the butterfly loving girl, Lady Sharon, who's a Duchess. There we go, she was getting upset then. And we'll be waiting for you in and around the downtown Cape Paphos promenade, and hopefully you'll come and join us for a pint or 2, and we've got a present or 2 for you guys. Now, we're now exiting Peyia area and we're heading into downtown Kasorica. So this is the main road from Peyia, and it goes straight all the way to Paphos. And we've come to gridlock traffic because someone is turning into this development over here, and that sits on the cusp of the blue blue Mediterranean Sea. We're in the middle of October. What the hell are you on, Paul? What drugs are you smoking? Well, I am smoking a la-di-da. We're in the middle of April. There we go. Middle of April. And what time is it? Let's check it. 5 to 11 in the morning. The temperature is 22 degrees. You heard me correctly. 22 degrees. A little bit hazy because we've got this dust going on again. But it's a spectacality of a day indeed. And pretty much, bar the dust, everything is blue. The sky is blue, the sea is blue, Mr. Paul is dressed head to toe, he's in a blue car, all that's missing is you. So come on, get yourself on a big bird or a canoe. Start paddling like crazy. Paphos Cyprus, Marika and me, guess what? We are waiting especially for you. So this is the link road from the Coral Bay area to downtown Kissonaga. Just coming up shortly is one of the most popular beach bars in the world, certainly in Paphos, and it's called the CU Beach Bar. Whenever I think of that bar, I always think of one man. He's a Sir Daniel, a very, very Calimera to you, and of course the girl who's always right, that superstar who's very, very sweet indeed, Lady Sherry, a very, very Calimera to you. Of course, we know you're coming back to Paphos soon, and soon you will be sitting back in the CU Beach Bar looking out into the blueness of the blue Mediterranean Sea. And there's another chappie who likes to tune in the mornings to see what Mr. Paul's up to, where is he driving to. He's a very, very clever man indeed. He's an ex-banker, and on top of that, he's got himself a couple of Yaris's, one in the UK and one in Cyprus, because he understands that they are probably the greatest cars in the world. So big shout out to Sir Brian. And again, we know the tickets are booked, and you'll soon be dancing and prancing in the downtown care of Paphos Harbour with a Lady Sonia. And of course, we'll be waiting especially for you. This is the Quayside Bayside. I'm confused my English today, aren't I? It's too much hanging around with Marika because, of course, she speaks 7 languages, and slowly but surely she is teaching me the odd word or two in all those languages. So in another 30 or 40 years or so, I will definitely be fluent in Greeklish or Georgialish or Russialish or Armenialish. Well, only the bad words anyway. I'm going to say thanks for watching. If you like what you see, hit the like, click that subscribe. Don't forget, keep coming back with a little bit more of my complete and utter madness. This is Downtown Kissonaga. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again tomorrow. And the roads, by the way, are absolutely Sherlock Holmes. There you go, Andrea. Red lights, especially for Mr. Paul. And a big shout out to the man who's frantically brushing up his warehouse to make sure it's nice and clean because it's the weekend. Big shout out to Sir Mart.